Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Gerardo Morillo, founder of ProsperityLifeHackers.com. Today, I just want to talk to you about the snake and the Kundalini, why the snake is used, certain misconceptions about the snake. First things first, I want to explain that the truth is that the snake is used as a symbol for healing, and it's even used in as a representation on I think the hospitals and the EMTs and stuff like that. See this, we can use this emblem here as we can work with this here. Where is it? Okay, this we can use. You see how that has the snake on that little pole there? The snake is a representation of healing, and they're using it just to mean healing, maybe even good health, some kind of not connotation, some kind of meaning of healing. So we can say good health or healing. That's the representation of the snake. The problem is that people tend to is the way that there's so much bad conception about the snake. Sometimes snakes is represented as a bad thing because when people see the creature, the snake itself, they think of something bad because it's a little scary and it's not one of those friendly things. It's just not a good like a good realistic thing, because it's like when we interact with snakes, they're not very friendly. However, in the case of the Kundalini, the snake is really just a concept. It's really just a metaphor or a symbol that contains a meaning, and the meaning being healing. And I think that most people don't understand the why. Why is a snake meaning healing? And this pertains to what the Kundalini is actually doing. When you are in the Kundalini, that's if you are in the Kundalini, the snake. Okay, so the ancient ones use the snake to represent what the meaning that the snake contains, which is healing. Okay, healing. But what specifically? Like what healing? What is healing representing in terms of the Kundalini? And it's kind of like a shortcut way to understand something, to understand another concept. And the truth is that Kundalini is a very, very big, complicated thing. But if we were just to summarize and say it's a healing, then that would be very accurate. The Kundalini is a process of dissolving and destroying and purifying past selves, our past conditions, our past programmings. And it's also about reuniting with our divine self, our higher self, our true self, our spiritual self, our real self. Now, there's a lot of terms that we can use here. Let's just say that it's to help us connect with the source of divinity, whatever that may be. It could be an angel, it could be a spirit. Sometimes people call it as a demon. I don't like that terminology because the term demon has a lot of negative things. I do prefer the term angel, like a spirit angel, because an angel is kind of like representing power. We could also use spirit guide, or we can use the spirit itself. I think that is more appropriate term. I think that there's a lot of, when we say demon, that also has bad associations with it. So I don't like the term demon. Although we could use the term demon and to represent some kind of meaning behind it. But that word is not good. So we could use like a spirit guide, a spirit self. And the spirit self is supposed to be more powerful, and it's very, it has a lot of knowledge and it has a lot of insight. And since there is a lot of depth to this sort of thing, it's a lot. It's very complicated. It's very complex. Because the day that I received my Kundalini awakening, I understood a lot what was happening, and it really was. It comes down to a healing, a purification of my subconscious patterns of limiting beliefs, a contact with a divine source of some kind. I don't know if it was the ultimate creator himself or if it was the spirit guide that I came in contact with. Which is why this is sort of very, very difficult to explain, because it's hard to get in. It's really hard to get with the specifics of these things, but we can kind of play with the terms and definitions or the meanings, because we do have a pretty good understanding of these things. It's just that it's just so complicated. All right, so what else can I show you? See, something like this. The snake is generally seen as something that's like scary. That's why when they see the snake in the Kundalini, they're like, oh, snake, scary, bad. Alright, so you see this here? This is a really good picture of this. They used to have great respect and reverence of the snake because of what the snake represented. The snake represented healing, and in the case of this here, I think it represented some sort of like higher power. And then the keyword here being esoteric, so I'm assuming this has something to do with something like magic. Whatever the case, the snake was a well-respected symbol by the ancient ones. And also as it pertains to the Kundalini, there are 7 chakras. This is a pretty good picture as well. The bottom here being representing the root chakra, and as you climb up you go to the 7th, which is the crown chakra. When all of them are open and you arrive to the top, you get what's known as a Kundalini awakening. I like this picture here because this is like showing a connection to the divine source or some kind of enlightenment thing. And sometimes they show pictures of like bright lights on the head, because that kind of shows that for people who don't have the Kundalini awakening, this doesn't really mean much. But what this shows here is a kind of a movement on top of the part. I have another picture somewhere. Hold on, let me see if I find it. Alright, here. So when you have the Kundalini awakening, it kind of feels a lot like that. Like you're having like so many lights, so many things are happening on the top of your head, and it just kind of like bouncing or just radiating from your head. And I guess sometimes they call it like I guess you could use like a volcano erupting, like from the bottom to the top, and then it kind of like shoots up. It kind of feels that way, kind of. I have these other symbols here that I do want to explain to you guys, because there's a lot of good meanings here. This is not really that important right now. Alright, so I guess to summarize, the snake is a very ancient symbol that represents healing, purification. And I don't know if I told you guys yet, but the snake, the animal itself, sheds its own skin so that it heals. And that is why it is used as a symbol for healing. Because literally the snake gets rid of its old self or its old ways or its old skin. It removes its old skin. So in the case of the Kundalini, we're doing something similar to that. We're removing our old selves. Now, we're not removing our physical skin, but I guess you can say we're removing our internal selves. So it's kind of like that. You know, the concept really is the same thing. So I guess that's why they use it. Alright, I think that's all for the Kundalini and the snake. If you have any questions, write down whatever else you would like to know down below, and I will be happy to answer you. This has been Gerardo Morillo, founder of ProsperityLifeHacks.com. Bye bye now.